Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and welcome to the Goose Egg Gambling Podcast, the only podcast that thinks going for two should be common practice in every single scenario.
It's so smart to do that.
I think so. There's that one coach who's now in college who does it.
Presbyterian college.
Yeah, and it's been working out pretty well for him, I think.
And he does like onside kicks on every...
I almost would argue it's not worth punting either. Almost. If you're very backed up in your end zone, it probably is.
Yeah, like if your offense isn't rolling, then I would agree.
Yeah. But I'd say anything like 4th and 5 and under, and you're like even past the 40, I'd say would go for it.
Yeah, fuck it. You're on.
I've just played too much Madden, I think.
Yeah, 4 verticals.
Yeah, exactly. Quick slants or 4 verticals, whichever is more open.
Yeah.
Anywho, I'm your host, Matasaurus Rex, aka the Comeback Kid, and I'm joined, as always, by my co-host Jerrod, aka the honorary Iowan. Jerrod had a long weekend trip in both Iowa and in Kansas City. How was the weekend?
Very fun. A lot of traveling.
A lot of traveling.
A little bit of drinking.
A little bit. Just an appropriate amount.
Yeah. I only got drunk one night overall, and I wasn't even that bad. So overall it was good.
Was it that first Friday night?
Yeah.
Nice.
And it wasn't mimosas, old fashions this time that I was drinking.
You're so versatile.
I'm a big old fashioned guy now.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I've got to get it. That's actually one of my goals for the fall and winter is to find an alcoholic drink I like besides beer and pina coladas.
Do you like whiskey?
I've never really tried it straight. Every time I have tried it, I've struggled with it because I did a Jack Daniel's distillery tour, tried it out and wasn't crazy about it. But I want to get into I want some sort of cool, especially because I saw James Bond last night too, and he's always drinking cool drinks. So I gotta find something like that.
That's kind of with old fashions and Mad Men. Don Draper is always drinking old fashions.
And that inspired you to get into them.
Exactly. So
well, that's my goal for the winter. So we'll see what happens.
Hey, there's this little rum called Malibu. I think right up your alley.
Ooh, is it pink?
Can be
perfect.
Yeah.
So you had a good time. Both games were a ton of fun.
Yeah.
The Bills game must have been kind of tough to sit through, but
a little bit. I had the greatest live bet of all time.
Oh yeah.
There. So it was the Bills are about to score their first touchdown, and the over was at 55 points.
Mm-hmm.
And I had my sportsbook website open.
Yep.
And right when Josh Allen crossed the goal line to score a touchdown, I put in my bet just in time before the line went up to 57.
Round of applause.
I was Vegas that right there.
Yeah, and that's something we've actually talked about on this podcast. You said it's only worth live betting if you're at the actual game because otherwise you're just stuck behind because of the TV.
Exactly.
I also had my best live bet of all time for the Monday night game. I was down to my last $5 in my account. I made a big scene about how I was going to bet the Ravens first half to be leading that just didn't hit. So I'm down to my last $5. The Ravens, I feel like they kind of had some momentum. It was right after the Hollywood Brown deep pass.
Mm-hmm.
But I was still just I just kind of felt, fuck it. I need some sort of momentum here. So I put all $5 on the Ravens money line, which was plus 750 at the time.
Fuck it, we ball.
Fuck it, we ball. They hit, got me right back into the game. So I'm feeling pretty good about this week. I'm feeling like things are finally starting to come up Matt's way.
So what made you bet that? You just kind of felt it?
I had just a feeling that I could kind of see the Colts were starting to lose their composure a bit. And I also just kind of had a weird feeling that the Ravens usually win games like this.
Yeah, they know how to close games for sure.
They're so clutch of a team. I think I think they might be one of the top 2 best teams in the entire league. They have a huge game this weekend that we'll talk about in a bit. But first things first, the Thursday night game. This podcast will come out on a Thursday. Game tonight is a little tricky to bet, I kind of think. It's the Bucs versus the Eagles. Buccaneers are favored by 7 points, and that's the way I'm leaning. That's actually my free cheese of the week, just because I think the Buccaneers are so good, and the Eagles I'm kind of just out on.
Yeah,
I don't think they're a very deep team and are a very talented team. But Tom Brady also has a hurt thumb.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything serious. He's listed as questionable, but obviously he'll play.
Yeah,
but it could be something. They also all their DBs are hurt.
Oh,
so if the Eagles can pass, they can figure it out, but the Eagles just cannot run right now.
Maybe just do money line on the Eagles.
Eagles? I already took the Bucs minus 7, so I could hedge myself there. But I think.
Do you remember last year? It was Bears versus Bucs Thursday night.
Yep.
And Tom Brady forgot it was 4th down.
He did.
I feel like the Bucs always play weird on Thursday nights in October.
It is in Philadelphia too.
Correct. So it'll be a tough crowd too. So I'm going to go Eagles money line.
You're taking Eagles money line. Okay. What did you think about the over under is 52? I was kind of leaning over.
Yeah.
Because the Thursday night games are always pretty high scoring.
And if all their D-backs are injured or hurt, then it's going to open the passing game.
Exactly.
And Jalen Hurts has a good offensive line too.
He does.
So yeah, I would take the over and Eagles money line.
So I am leaning the over. I took the Bucks -7 mainly because I think the Eagles will be able to hang in there that first half. I don't see the Eagles being able to hang in there for all 4 quarters.
We could do a first half bet. Eagles.
I could try it again.
Yeah, thread the needle.
We'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm actually kind of excited for the game. I think it'll be a decent one. I think there's kind of that weird revenge factor of Tom Brady versus the Eagles just from that Super Bowl in Minneapolis. It's not obviously like there's no players on either team that are the same except for Tom Brady and like Fletcher Cox.
Yeah.
But besides, I still think like there's that sort of story there. So it'll be a fun game to watch. I'm leaning Bucks -7. It's my free cheese. It may be the least confident I've felt about a free cheese all year, but I think it's just, you got to go with the talent at the end of the day. I think the talent will figure a way out.
Is this a clean the apartment game?
No, I'll be watching this game, but we'll see what happens come the third quarter.
Right.
I might have to do some dishes or at least some laundry so I can fold it in front of the TV or something like that.
Yeah, sweep the floor.
Yeah. It's not an all-star marquee matchup like last weekend was, but it's something. It's better than Giants-Washington, so I'll take it.
Yeah, same. I will too.
However, after that, though, we do have what I think is the game of the year coming up this weekend with Chargers versus the Ravens.
Good matchup.
Great matchup. I'm fucking excited about it. The Chargers have become one of my favorite teams to watch, if not my favorite.
They're so, no pun intended, electric to watch.
That was a great pun. And they are. Yeah, they are. They've become like my go-to Madden team. They're just, they're fun to watch. They've got talent everywhere. The whole LA thing, I think, is kind of working for them. Like just the aesthetic of the team overall. But they have a very tall task going into Baltimore. Baltimore's coming off biggest win of the year. Lamar Jackson had the best like quarterback performance of the year. They're riding high, and they beat I still think not a very good Colts team, but I still think a pretty good Colts team.
A solid Colts team.
The Colts have had a really rough, probably the hardest first 5 games of anyone all year. So I think they'll bounce back.
And they've been pretty hurt too.
Exactly. And the AFC South is nothing to ride home about. So I think the Colts will still be in the mix. But Ravens are able to beat them in a big way. And the Ravens are actually favored in this game by 3.
Yep.
I lean against that, and I'm going to go +130 Chargers money line for my fuck it we ball pick.
I have the opposite.
You have the Ravens?
Ravens -3.
I don't think the Ravens can win that emotional of a game on a Monday night, then turn around on a short week and do it the same thing to the Chargers. The Ravens had to have a lot of breaks go their way to win that game. Sure.
And then, the Chargers had an emotional game last week. It was very close with the Browns.
It was. It's 2 teams coming off very big wins.
And a high scoring game with the Chargers-Browns game.
Yep.
Also, I think this game's at noon, I believe. I could be wrong. So the Chargers, LA has to travel all the way to Baltimore for a noon game.
I don't love that.
Right. So I'm kind of leaning towards the Ravens here.
You are?
Yeah.
I just think the Chargers might be the best overall team in football, maybe besides the Bucs. They've got talent pretty much everywhere.
I would say Bills right now.
Bills look tough too.
Yeah.
Bills look really tough, but I think I'm just going to bet Justin Herbert. And like I said, I don't think the Ravens could afford to make the mistakes they made against the Colts and still win this game. The Ravens kind of do usually play a little sloppy, but they usually just find a way to grit out a win.
Yeah, and Harbaugh's a more experienced coach.
That's true.
So I'm leaning towards Ravens here.
You think anything go just money line?
I'll go -3 Ravens.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. -12. I don't know.
I suppose.
If it's -3.
If they're going to win, it'd be like a Justin Tucker field goal. But I just think the Chargers are going to be the best team the Ravens have faced all year. And I think the Chargers just are going to be a little more composed than the Ravens will be.
Yeah, that's why they play the games.
That's why they play the games. We don't decide them here. They decide them on Sunday. In terms of other for Fuck It We Ball, the 9-team parlay officially did not hit. I regret to inform everyone. Didn't mean to ruin your days.
Yeah. Oh man, days ruined.
Yeah. So we're going right down to an 8-team parlay. All money lines are taking Colts over.
You just sound so bummed out.
I know. I'm starting to lose faith that it's ever going to hit. Eventually it will, though. I know it will. Because
when you're down to 1-team parlay.
Yeah, exactly. The 1-team parlay is an absolute lock. So the teams we have the Colts over the Texans. We got the Steelers over the Seahawks. That's a putrid Sunday night game. That kind of turned out to be bad with Russell getting hurt.
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's a clean the apartment game maybe.
That was on my list, but I might have to change that. I totally forgot about that.
Cowboys versus Patriots. I got the Cowboys. Rams over Giants, even though I am a little skeptical about the spread in that game. We'll talk about that later. Bengals beating the Lions. Packers beating the Bears. Chiefs beating Washington. Dolphins beating the Jaguars. Nothing crazy. we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I don't need to go into too much more of an explanation about it.
So did you meditate before this parlay or nothing?
I did actually.
Nice.
Did a nice little 5 minutes. It gave me there's not a single upset on here. So
Straight shock.
yeah, it's straight shock, but it's all the games I feel relatively confident about. Dolphins versus Jaguars gave me a little bit of pause because it's in London.
That's tough. I don't know how.
I don't know.
I don't have any formula to bet London games.
No, I don't know what's going to happen. I was so confident about Jets +3 last week, and they just came out and looked terrible.
It's just like anything can happen in London. And
Yeah.
it's just the jet lag is real. I feel like it's either a blowout one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
It's never that close. It's always weird.
Yeah.
I'm always hungover for it too for some reason. It's the weirdest thing.
I'm always just really anxious for no reason.
Yeah. I'm always sweating.
It's going to be, like what happens if London does get a full-time team? Like that's going to be a really hard thing for Vegas.
They can't do it. You can't. I mean,
you don't think it'll ever happen?
It will eventually, but like you can't take airplanes over there. You need like a fast bullet train.
Yeah.
Or like a really fast boat. Like one of the two.
Because what are they going to do when like they have to play like Los Angeles or something like that?
They got to go over like
that's like a 20 hour. Yeah, I think they honestly have to go the other way.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to make it work. Maybe like that team they'll schedule it just so they only play East Coast teams, but that doesn't work eventually either.
No, I mean, it's the logistics just aren't there right now. I could see maybe 50 years from now.
Yeah, when the science has improved, when Elon's invented some sort of rocket that'll get them over quicker.
Or a boat.
Yeah.
Or a spaceship or something. Or
how are there not high speed like underground trains yet?
I don't know. Who would pay for it? I mean, I guess the UN or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just like under the ground, like in the water.
I guess under the ocean probably wouldn't work since it's like miles and miles deep.
You could do like a bullet submarine maybe.
Yeah.
Put solar panels. Well, not solar panels, but
if I'm imagining it's like something like those things at the bank where it's like the tubes that shoot up.
Yeah.
That's got to work on a larger scale, right?
All right, we're gonna do one of these where it just needs to be at least 10 times bigger.
Yeah, exactly. 10 times bigger and 100 times faster. Get on it, science. But yeah, that's the 18 parlay. As you can see, I am losing a little bit of emotional steam in them, but I feel good about this week. We'll see what happens. All it takes is one win. I'm coming off one stupid bullshit miraculous win, so who's to say I can't do two? It can be done, actually. It can be done.
It will be done.
Yeah. Did you have a fuck it we ball pick?
Yes. Well, I'll give you my free cheese first.
Okay.
Broncos -3.5 against the Raiders.
You think it's just gonna be bad after the Gruden thing?
I just think there's just so much turmoil right now in Vegas and everything.
I do feel bad because I do enjoy the Raiders as a franchise, and I like Derek Carr a lot, and I was very excited about how they were doing this year. So the whole situation just sucks overall. Obviously, it's good that Gruden left,
but even with Gruden, I feel like they still wouldn't have been that great.
You could tell they were starting to fizzle out. I don't think they were like a for real contender, but I do enjoy when they have like their big wins every now and then. They usually start the season like 3-0 and they had collapse.
And they had two like wild overtime wins to begin the year too. So it was a bit fluky. They were on the right side of both of those games.
Yeah. Do you know every single Monday night game's gone to overtime?
For real?
That's what they said in the broadcast.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. I gotta watch Monday night more.
This league.
I know. They should start them at 5 p.m. That'd be nice.
They do need to do that.
Yeah. I'll just move to the West Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I got Broncos -3.5. Just because of all the circumstances. And then Teddy's a good quarterback.
Is Teddy back playing?
I think so.
I think so too.
Yeah. So Broncos -3.5. It's kind of like last week's bet where I bet Titans to beat the Jaguars because of Urban Meyer coaching thing.
Yeah, who'd have thought 2 weeks in a row? Who'd have thought it'd been one upped?
Yeah.
Like Urban Meyer, like, oh, there's no way a coach can fuck up worse than that.
Exactly. So
John Gruden, hold my beer.
So I'm using the same logic for free cheese this week also.
Can't wait to see who it is next week.
Yeah. It could be Coach Zimmer for all we know.
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right, so that's your free cheese. Did you have a fuck it we ball? You got something you're feeling risky about?
Yeah. I'll do Browns Cardinals over.
I'm excited for that game too. That's another like game of the year contender.
Over 49.5. I'll just take the over.
I want to take that again, but I got burned the last time you had this logic.
Which is why I went under last week. Now
you did for the Chargers Browns one? You did?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You said on the podcast you liked the over. Oh no, you said the under.
I said the under.
You're right.
I was off by double points.
Yeah, I think like one of the teams covered it themselves.
Yeah. So this week I'm going the opposite way with the Browns. I'm going over 49.5.
I don't hate that.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a fuck we ball really at all. I think that seems pretty sensical. Like, I think the Cardinals offense is that good that they can like go up against the Browns defense.
Exactly. So if I lose this over bet on this Browns game, I'm done betting Browns over unders for the rest of the year.
I think that's very fair.
Yes, because I cannot figure it out then.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. I like it. So there's only a few other games I like. The first one I mentioned was Giants and Rams. Giants are currently plus 10.5. I know they have a ton of injuries, but to me, that seems like a trap game for the Rams. They're going to New York. They've just come off a ton of like big divisional well, they lost the Cardinals, but like some big divisional wins. They beat Tom Brady. And I just see that being one of those games. The Giants don't necessarily beat them, but they keep it closer than 10.5. Like to me, it just something in my gut makes that feel like a trap game.
Yeah, I could see the Rams struggling in that game for whatever reason.
It's outdoor. Maybe it'll be rainy. It's in New York.
Hopefully the wind takes the ball a little bit.
Yeah. So I'm eyeing Giants plus 10.5. I haven't taken it yet, but I am eyeing it.
Yeah.
Another one I'm eyeing is Bears plus 4.5 versus the Packers. I think the Bears do have kind of like a team that's built to stop the Packers. Like defensively, they usually give Aaron Rodgers a little bit of trouble. He usually pulls it off at the end.
Yep.
And Justin Fields has given that team much needed life. They beat the Raiders, but looking back at it now, maybe we knew the Raiders were like, they knew they were screwed at the time.
Yeah.
And they might not have been focused, but like that one. I like Colts -9 over the Texans. I think they're going to be pissed after Monday night and they're going to come out all guns a-blazing.
Yeah, I can't figure out Texans or Colts. I stay away from those games.
The Colts are making me struggle a bit too, because I do want to like them a lot, but they just can't find a way to win a game.
And the Texans are such a weird team too. They have a ton of veterans, but I just can't figure them out.
The AFC South is weird this year.
Yeah. Is there any teams in the NFL like you're like, I am not touching them ever to bet nothing? Do you have any of those teams in mind or anything like that?
Well, used to before in the Phillip Rivers era, it was the Chargers. Yeah. I would not touch the Chargers because I'd always like them every week and they'd always lose by a field goal. The Falcons have screwed me over a good amount. Yeah. So I usually actively bet against them. So that sometimes works. And then who is there's one team in the NBA. The Nuggets I love. Nuggets are the exact opposite. Every time I bet on the Nuggets, it works for some reason. And the Trailblazers, whenever I'm terrible with the Trailblazers because they can come out and go toe-to-toe with the best team in the league, and then they can go out and lose to Minnesota.
Right. And then like Lillard will drop 40 points.
Exactly.
Every night.
Yeah. But you just don't know what the supporting cast around Lillard is going to do.
Exactly.
So I try and stay away from the Trailblazers and kind of this year, the whole AFC South, but I do like that Colts -9 versus Houston. Chiefs -7 versus Washington. That kind of the Chiefs might be in big trouble. We talked about it last week.
Their defense looks bad.
They might not make the playoffs.
But the Redskins defense is also bad.
Did you see there was a stat about how like they're comparing how bad the Chiefs defense is historically? The greatest show on turf is the best offense ever in terms of yards per play. They got 7 and the Chiefs are giving up 7.1 this year. So the Chiefs are making every offense better than the greatest show on turf.
Are they going to make the playoffs?
I honestly think they might struggle. The Chargers, I think, they don't have that division on lock, but they have a 2-game lead and a tiebreaker right now.
Holy, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's a rough stat.
Like
they have players too. They have like Tyrann Mathieu, Frank Clark. I think just have a lot of injuries and a lot of just like gaping holes.
Well, like the only way they'll win games is Mahomes scores 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, they're kind of very self-reliant on that at this point.
There's no way they're going to win the Super Bowl.
January is weird. Once you get into the playoffs, things do change. It's
but you need good defense in the playoffs.
You do, and especially when you look at the AFC, all the other competitors have at least solid defenses: Browns, Bills, Ravens.
I wonder what the spread or the odds are of Chiefs missing the playoffs. I would sprinkle some money on that.
Sprinkle that? I'm sure there is something you can find. I'm sure a lot of people who had like the Chiefs Super Bowl just thinking it was a lock are sweating right now because Chiefs were by far the favorite to go to the Super Bowl.
Definitely. It was like them and the Bucks again.
Yeah, it usually is just the repeats. But so Chiefs fans, good luck the rest of the season. It might get rough.
Mahomes might have to do a team-friendly contract so they get some defensive players.
What if he does have to? Because I don't think has it kicked in yet?
I mean, it will.
Yeah, it will. So they're screwed either way. Yeah, because Travis Kelce's not getting any younger either. He's mid-30s.
Yeah.
So who knows?
They're in a little trouble.
Little pickle. Their division's getting pretty good. And then that's it for the NFL. I wanted to choose one college game for one of my new goals for the fall, along with whatever I said earlier was my other fall. Trying an old fashioned is watching more college football. So the game of the weekend, from what I saw, was Oklahoma State 12 versus Texas, which is 25. I've never seen this. I've only started looking at college football spreads recently, but I've never seen a team that was ranked over 10 more in the rankings that is the underdog in a college. It's Oklahoma State's 12th ranked, and they're plus 5.5 versus Texas.
And it's at Texas?
It is at Texas.
Okay.
Both teams have a really good offense. So the over is tempting, but I took Oklahoma State plus 5.5.
Yeah, Gundy's a good coach.
Yep, I think they're a better team. I think Texas is very like just quarterback reliant, very offensively reliant, and I don't think that's super sustainable in like a very big game.
And Texas lost last week against Oklahoma.
They did. Yeah.
So they might be playing a little pissed off.
They might be. So that would bode well.
It's going to be a shootout for sure.
Yep. So that's why I think the over is a little tempting as well.
What's that again?
It's ridiculous. I think it's like 59.
Well, it's not bad.
You don't think it's, I guess for college it's not.
I mean, 2 years ago when Kyler Murray was playing against Texas, I think it was at 80 or 79.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's the exact number, but it was some number that I just couldn't get myself to bet just because I don't think I've ever taken an over-under that
Either
high.
you don't have the balls or you don't have the money. Which one is it?
Oh, man. Let's not get personal now. I'm out here laying my heart on the line. I'm playing with house money right now. I was down to my last $5. I came out the mud. Which one is it? I made it out the mud. I crawled my way back.
Yeah.
I won't take this. So you like Texas in that one?
Yeah, I'll take the over.
Okay. Yeah, just a middle finger in my face.
Yeah.
I don't
have the balls or money.
I have the money, just so everyone knows. I literally have thousands of dollars to my name. I have hundreds of dollars in my
net worth is $5,000 right now.
Yeah, so get off my back. Do you have any college games you liked?
I like Purdue plus I think 11 right now against Iowa. Iowa, maybe the biggest game they've ever won in program history. They're number 2 right now. Purdue's just a weird team. Like
Purdue is weird.
they sometimes just get a weird victory sometime. So I'm gonna go plus 11, and then I'm gonna do like just $2 on money line for Purdue to beat Iowa.
Yeah, well, who doesn't have money now?
Yeah, so it's obviously a big gamble, but I don't know.
Yeah,
low money.
Yeah, something to do on a Saturday.
And I just think Iowa's gonna have the biggest come down game ever. It kind of reminds me of when the Gophers beat Penn State.
And then lost Iowa.
Right. So it's kind of be one of those things.
Yeah. I think I do like that logic. I think that's a very real thing of a team having like a miracle life-changing win coming down the next week.
Because those fans are going fucking crazy when they won that game.
I'm sure.
So yeah, Purdue.
I can't imagine the players were focused this week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're probably still partying.
Yeah, exactly. So
I would too, though, if I was on the team.
Oh, 100%. Are you kidding me? Yeah. I mean, they'd have to mess up a lot to not make the playoffs at this point. They're ranked. What are they ranked now? 2. Yeah. So they'd have to stumble quite a bit. Plus, they're a team that's not built on like flash. They're built on defense. But I do agree. I think like that is a very real effect. We saw it at the Minneapolis Miracle.
Yeah.
Like once you can't win like 2 huge games like that in a row. I think it's just hard to focus. Yeah.
It's very tough. Plus and then they have the target at their back right now. They're the big dog in the Big Ten.
Oh yeah.
So Purdue obviously wants to.
Purdue's coming for blood.
Yeah.
Good day to be a Boilermaker. All right. Well, that's it for us. Don't go anywhere though, because we are having special guest Tyler come on to the podcast to talk about betting on the children of famous athletes.
And golf.
And golf, yeah. We talk about a lot of stuff. He's the host of the Double Bogey podcast, so check that out if you're a golf fan. So yeah, without further ado, let's bring on Tyler.
Welcome to the podcast where I give you legitimate financial advice for your life that you should take as actual legal financial advice planning for your future.
That sounds kind of spot on, I'd say.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we do here. So, yeah, for those who are just joining.
You don't have to use that as your intro.
I kind of like it. I like it a lot. So, thanks for the waiting, everyone. We are back here with Tyler.
What's up?
And Tyler, this is your first time on the Goose Egg Gambling Podcast, so welcome.
I'm a little nervous, actually.
Why is that?
I don't know anything about gambling, so great pick of a guest.
Well, that's something we have in common pretty much based on my current record for the season.
I have. So are you keeping a season-long tally of your record, or is it week by week?
I'm doing both.
What is your season record? Because your week ones suck.
I am 13-28 right now on the season. Oh. But the thing that does help is the ones that I'm putting like the big money on, I am winning those pretty consistently. So the ones I believe in, I'm doing pretty well on.
Are those the free cheese ones though?
Free cheese was off to a really rough start, but it's back.
Really?
It's back in the driver. It was 0-3 to start the
Cheese is
season,
getting
but
moldy
it's
some
won the
weeks.
last 2.
Damn.
So feeling at least good about that. But it's usually like the Sunday night games. I'm pretty good at like the big matchups.
Your free cheese is just one of those little Baby Bell things. You had to unwrap it first to get to the cheese.
Yeah.
It took 3 games to unwrap it, and now you're ready to rock.
Yeah.
Now we're ready
I'm
for
in
the
mid-season
Gouda.
form. I'm knocking off. I
Yeah.
didn't have a preseason really, so
Right.
I'm knocking off the rust.
Yeah, you're one of the coaches that doesn't play starters in the preseason.
Yeah, exactly.
They took them 2 games to get the wheels turning.
Yeah, they had us in the first half, not going to lie. But
Yes.
we're here and we're ready to rock.
You're like Mike Zimmer. You don't play your starters in the preseason.
Oh boy, that might be
This
the only
year.
thing common
This
that
year, yeah.
Mike Zimmer and I have in common.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll take it
Let's not start
on the Vikings.
If we do this, your 20-minute podcast will be 45.
Hey, we'll take it. How do you think about the Vikings this year? How are you feeling? I want to get into it.
So I don't know how much has Jerrod expressed his love for the Vikings.
It's well known.
Yeah.
It is well known. Jerrod and I are in the same boat. Jerrod is smarter with football than I am, though.
Thank
As
you,
far
Tyler.
as statistics and stuff, I'm better at the game, obviously.
Your Nexus is an O's guy.
Yeah.
Your ex is he's a Jimmy and Joe.
Yeah,
You put him
something
on
like
the
that.
field.
Yeah.
I love them. I hate them. Every emotion you can possibly feel towards a person or a team or a collective, I have felt them for the Vikings. It is an absolute roller coaster of a relationship, but one that I'll never lose or get rid of. There will never be a breakup.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if we go undefeated into the Super Bowl and lose. I will still stick with them. It doesn't matter if we go 17 now?
It would be
Yep,
0-17.
Doesn't matter if we go 0-17. I'll still wear a goddamn jersey every Sunday. And it's just like, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough, man.
Is this their year?
No.
This
No.
one's out?
I do think even at 2-3, we do have, I think we'll make the playoffs in a wild card spot. Like we'll be like 10-7 and sneak into the last spot and lose round 1 of the playoffs.
I could see that. Yeah.
I mean, you could argue like they're 2 plays away from being like 4-1.
Wait, because we were the only team that's been close to beating the Cardinals, and we should have fucking beat them. We just missed a field goal as time expired in typical Vikings
Shocker.
fashion. Yes. So I'd say that we're the only team that legit had a shot to beat them, which is promising. The Browns game is the only one that terrifies me because nothing was good there.
Yeah.
Our defense was fine, but it was more the Browns offense played like shit. Baker was all over the place.
Yeah,
So
it was an ugly win for them for sure.
right, like you can't you seeing our defense hold them to 10 points on paper looks great, but if I was there in person watching how bad Baker played, it was not our defense playing good.
Right. They just pissed it down their leg, the Browns.
Yeah. Yep.
Or shut
Yep.
down their leg.
And they still won. So
Yep.
here we are.
Well, hey, they got an easy matchup with the Panthers this week. You never know what could happen. They actually are favored by 1 right now.
Why aren't
the Vikings are?
Doesn't Homeboy love the Panthers?
I'm kind of the train's kind of leaving town with that one.
Hey.
Your Super Bowl pick?
Yeah.
You want to? Here's my fun fact for the day.
Let's hear
Panthers number 3 receiver Brandon Zylstra, former roommate.
Ooh.
We lived together in college.
Fun fact.
He got caught by the cops. We were running from the cops from a party, and he got chased down by a big old fat guy. And now he runs a 4.4 in the NFL.
Something doesn't add up there.
No, I know. There may or may not have been alcohol consumed.
Right.
Okay.
We weren't just running for exercise from the police.
That cop should get an NFL contract.
Yeah. it
Seriously,
sounds like
he'd be like the next water boy except the cop.
Or maybe
It'd be campus police.
maybe this receiver
Starring
is
Kevin
just,
James.
Yeah.
Maybe this receiver is just such a good like locker room guy, such a good citizen that he let the cop catch him.
No.
No, that wasn't it.
Brandon was just really drunk.
Oh man.
And the thing was, I'm pretty sure he was 21
Yeah.
because he's older than me. I was almost 20. Well, I was 21 for legal purposes on this podcast. You can't prove that otherwise. But he got caught, dude. That was unbelievable.
So are you going to be a house divided this weekend, cheering for both the Vikings and your former roommate, or is it
No,
all-
fuck
it's all
Brandon.
one?
I hope he loses. I'll send him a snap right now telling him I hope he loses.
Oh man,
Like, I hope you drop every pass thrown to you on Sunday.
he's going to be on an island with Harrison Smith just waiting for him.
Yeah, Brandon, he'll probably get ejected from the game for targeting you.
Wow. So yeah, good luck out there, Brandon. Look out for Harry the Hitman.
I'm sure he
Also,
listens.
Weird to
Yeah.
call him Brandon.
Yeah,
We called him Zilly, which is lame
Silly.
as hell. But
that's a little rough.
It's
You guys
super
going to do much
fucking-
better than that.
we could.
Did you have a nickname?
Just my last name,
Oh.
which I'm choosing to redact. So all my super fans stop coming to my house to take pictures.
Oh, yeah.
What a problem.
Line around the block.
Yeah, my full name is Jerrod.
Yeah. Frank Jibs.
Well, that's a great transition because speaking of names, you sent me a very interesting Instagram DM about a certain famous child who
Yes.
bears quite the cross because of his last name.
Yes.
But it also could be very exciting for him. Do you want to elaborate more on that?
So I saw this, and you two are the only people I thought of. It was like betting. And then I also thought of myself because I am a father. Charlie Woods, the progeny of Tiger Woods, arguably the greatest golfer of all time. You can now bet on his future success, even though he is 12 years old.
He is.
Wow.
It is bananas.
The current odds is for him to win a major this decade is 825 to 1.
So, like I said, I don't know shit about betting. If I put $10 down on Charlie Woods to win a major by the time he's, 25?
It'd be 22. It's this decade. So 2030. So he's 12 right now. It'd be just by 21.
Jesus.
So yeah, those are they're very stacked against him. I think they only have it for this decade because we still don't even know if he's going to play professional golf.
Yeah, this kid's in 7th grade.
He didn't start taking golf this seriously until the pandemic. I was doing some reading on it. He said he kind of just did it as a hobby, but during the pandemic, he just wanted to get into it for something to do with his dad and a reason to get outside. So he's just getting into it. He's won a few local tournaments,
Dude,
but compared to what Tiger was doing by his age, nothing even close.
think about how long we've been golfing.
Mhm.
About 2 years,
Yeah.
right? This kid has been golfing for about 2 years. And just because his dad is Tiger Woods, did you watch the father-son game they
I've
played?
seen clips.
He's so good.
Yeah.
So maybe I do need to take lessons.
Do you think that's what it is, or do you think there's a nature versus nurture aspect to it?
Well, I don't know. Was Tiger nature? I think Tiger was more nurtured than anything.
Well, did you read the Tiger Woods book?
No, but I watched the documentary.
The book is phenomenal if you are looking for something to read. But because it starts with him he was hitting golf balls from the age of 2, with pretty good form because his dad would sit him in the garage and his dad would just swing at the net every single night basically. And just I think all those repetitions just kind of got ingrained into Tiger's young brain.
Okay.
So I think Charlie's obviously years behind where Tiger was at this point, but you got to imagine there's some sort of DNA thing that carries over, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, you'd think so. I think it's more the mental aspect will carry over because Tiger was one of the greatest competitors of all time. Would create like Michael, right? Michael would create fake beefs.
Jordan, for those who are listening.
Yes. I like to call athletes
Mike.
We call
just
him,
their first
Mike.
name. I love calling athletes by their first name.
It does just seem to humanize them way more
Yep.
for some reason.
It's like you know him.
yeah.
Yeah. You can't call athletes, but I'm gonna just call Tiger, but that's different.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan, but like Michael, Tiger Woods had this killer instinct, right? He would create fake beefs in his head. If someone would just glance at him, he would take that personally, and he would use that to motivate him to play better. He always needed to win. And I think maybe that'll carry over that mental edge over the competition. The swing itself, I don't know if that can be genetic. I don't know. I don't know shit about genetics. I'm sure there'll be he'll be more natural at it than maybe say a you or me.
Yeah.
But he's still going to have to learn a ton. You know, it's not just going to happen to him like that.
See, that's where I disagree. I think the mental aspect is where his weakness is going to be because if you hear about Tiger's backstory, his dad was not the greatest.
The psycho.
Yeah. He would just berate him on the course. He forced him Tiger to become that assassin. Maybe Tiger will do the same thing, but I kind of doubt it.
Yeah. Do you think Tiger would have still had that mental edge and he wouldn't have gotten into all that trouble without his dad?
No, I think Tiger is a complete byproduct of his upbringing. I think because his dad was a famous womanizer as well.
Yeah.
And he cheated on his wife so many times that he's buried in an unmarked grave, which is kind of insane.
Actually?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's kind of dark.
I didn't know that. Why didn't they put that in the documentary?
I think Tiger had more of a say in the documentary than in the books.
Okay.
At least I think. But yeah, Tiger's dad is buried in an unmarked grave. Little dark.
Crazy.
Well, yeah, because his wife, I think by the end just kind of hated him.
Huh.
But yeah, so Tiger, Tiger, I just think has that like kind of, but he also still loves his dad.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he will try and adopt that method to try and like train Charlie if Charlie decides he wants to be serious about this. We still don't know if Charlie wants to go pro. Maybe Charlie's just sitting there. He's like, I just want to be an engineer. I just like playing golf on the weekends.
Yeah. What if he's like just a normal guy with golf?
Yeah.
Like he's doing it to have fun with his friends.
Yeah, maybe Charlie's like end goal is just to be on the Breakfast Ball podcast one day.
You want a spot? It's yours now. We'll have a 12-year-old on.
But yeah, like that's what's so crazy about these betting things. Like the two other superstar like children athletes that are kind of on Charlie Woods' level are Bronny James and Arch Manning. I think they're old enough at least that we think they at least plan on trying to attempt a professional career.
Right. They're
in high school.
Legitimate vision with where they want to go right now.
Yeah. Like Bronny James has expressed that he wants to play in the NBA.
How old is he? Like 15, 16?
He's a junior in college. He's
in
his junior
college.
year. Or high school. Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry.
So yes, like 16, 17 then.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the appropriate age. Like people are committing to.
Yeah, he's getting like
Division I.
offers now.
Yeah. So like, but that's way different than 12.
Yes, 100%. Like I'm 12 years old. 12 years old. I think I wanted to be like a video game producer.
Right. I think I wanted to be a paleontologist.
Yeah.
Now I'm on your fucking gambling podcast.
Yeah.
I wanted to be on a gambling podcast when I was.
Oh, there you go, Jerrod.
Yeah,
Dude, dreams realized.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Good for Jerrod.
Yeah, my life's really good.
Yeah, someone who ever put the 825 to 1 odds for you to be on a gambling podcast when you were 12, just pay it off right now. So, but yeah, like right now you can also bet on like Bronny James, what college he wants to go to, or like Arch Manning, who's also in his junior year in high school. The odds aren't out for him yet, but like the favorites are out. So it's just weird that you can like bet on these kids when they might not even know like what they want to do with their life.
Yeah, like what's stopping someone from DMing Arch Manning and being like, where are you going to go?
That's true.
Like just
I gotta imagine Arch Manning's Instagram is private, but maybe it isn't.
Or what's stopping Arch Manning to like just to bet on himself to go to a certain college?
I think that's super illegal.
I would say so.
Isn't that illegal? That's got to be illegal.
Well, how are they gonna know? Like, unless he's in a like legal betting state, if he's just using like
And he's also not 18.
okay, that part might actually.
Well, he can
hold
just
him back
have
a
like
little
his I don't know his
Yeah,
dad
just-
or relative.
Just
do
tell
it.
Eli to do it. Eli's got nothing.
Yeah,
Eli Manning's got nothing to do
You
these
split-
days.
You just split the pot a little.
Yeah,
Eli was flipping the birds.
yeah.
on,
Eli's got nothing to
on
lose.
national
He's
television.
flipping the birds on ESPN. He's doing commercials. Eli's got nothing to lose at this point. So yeah, I could see Eli getting in on that action
Take a little off the top.
Well, do you think it's moral?
to bet on children.
Yeah.
Probably not.
I would disagree. I would say it is because if anything, we are the ones who have something to lose, not the kid. Like
true.
the kid's, I would hope his decision is not impacted by like what the Goose Egg Gambling Podcast is betting on for like his future.
Right. It's not you're harassing the kid or anything.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you're the one who's like getting all the winnings and all the like you're losing everything
Right.
by doing it.
I don't
It feels skeevy though.
It does. I feel gross about it.
Yeah.
Like I would feel gross putting $10 down on Charlie Woods.
To win in the next decade.
Yeah. I just feel like that kid's going to have enough to deal with Tiger being his dad, period. There's going to be so many people just on him to golf and be just as good.
Mm-hmm.
To add
$10 of Tyler's money.
grown men and women putting their money on his future, it just seems like a weird added aspect to it.
It does, yeah.
Like I get it. Maybe if he's in the amateur tour, then
Yeah.
we can start betting on
I
him
think
to
once
win
he
a major.
says like I would like to be a professional golfer, I think then
Right.
all bets are off.
I'm with you on that. But like right now, just let the
We've
kid,
literally seen him play like one thing.
The kid is literally in PE. Like
Yeah.
he is playing dodgeball for an hour a day right now.
He's like at that age where he starts like changing clothes for PE. Like,
Right.
like you're just at the age like where you're still wearing your jeans to gym class. Like 12 years old is like when you actually start like using a locker room.
He's right at the tail end of spelling tests.
He's on the start of puberty. Like,
Yeah.
like he's like learning multiplication.
This poor guy. I'm out on it.
out?
I'm out. But if I were to bet on it,
You'd say would you take it?
I would probably take it.
You think?
Yeah.
In this decade. So that's by the 2020s. He's gonna win a major.
So, as you know, I run a golf podcast.
You do?
If you look at the people that are winning majors, all of them, not all, I shouldn't say all, besides the legacy guys like Dustin Johnson, and then Phil won one this year, and everyone else is young.
Mm-hmm.
John Rahm is young. Colin Morikawa is young. Ricky's not really young anymore. He hasn't won any this year. John Rahm has won 2. Morikawa has won 2. why can't I think of the other guy's name? Great golf podcast, by the way. But they're all young. All these young guys are kind of like the new faces of golf. Like if you look at the Ryder Cup team for the United States, I think 10 out of the 12 ones are under 26 years old. And they're the best golfers, at least in the United States, and they're all top 20 in the world. So I think the talent age, like the premier talent age, is shifting younger, not just golf, but all sports.
And why is that for golf? Why is it shifting younger? I feel like it's such an old man developed sport.
It's because it's changed. Golf is becoming more of pop culture, with people like Tiger bringing like an attitude into it and a swag into it, and making it more and less of this snooty, I'm rich, I'm classy
Country
sport
club.
into this is actually fun for everybody type of thing. So now kids are wanting to play golf because they see the Ricky Fowlers on TV. So kids are starting to get into it earlier, which is why like Will Zalatoris, there we go. He's young.
We call him Will.
We call him William Zalatoris, you know him. Guys like him are all shifting younger. So if he has the coach like Tiger Woods in his corner and he truly wants to go win a major, I think he'll do it before 21.
Do you think there's a psychology aspect to it? Like that these young guys are winning so much, like maybe they just don't know what they don't know and they just kind of go in with like more of a blind confidence?
Like Colin Kaepernick in the Super Bowl.
A little bit.
Colin had no idea what it took to get into a Super Bowl because he got into one right away.
Yeah, it's like within his first 10 starts total.
Right. And so then after that, he's like, oh shit, this is hard to do. And then he kind of fell apart. I mean, there's obviously other reasons that people are keeping him out of the NFL, but I genuinely think that's why he got there, because he didn't understand what it took to get there. There was less pressure.
Just more playing on instinct.
Yeah. Yep. You just play naturally.
Yeah.
So maybe that will hurt Charlie, because he'll have the one person in the world that can accurately tell him how hard it is to get there.
Yeah, that's very true. And also Tiger's also dealing with like recovery from his car crash. So maybe Tiger will just hang up the clubs himself and just focus entirely on Charlie's career, which I think would be pretty cool.
I could see that, because he's got a lot of businesses in place. Like he's going to do fine. Like Tiger Woods is never going to run out of money, and he enjoys the business side of things, and those are all moving on. So maybe he will.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of rode off into the sunset with his Masters win 2 years ago.
Yeah, he should have hung it up right after that.
Probably.
Oh, I won big money on that.
Did you?
Yeah. I think Tiger was plus 1,200 or something.
Did you bet like before the whole weekend started?
I bet, like,
good for you.
Wednesday. I put $10 down. I won like $120.
That was a really cool moment to watch. That was probably the coolest golf moment I can remember in a long time.
That was sweet.
I felt like that was the first time everyone was kind of rooting for the same thing to happen in sports in general. I think we're all.
I think the closest thing to that was the Ryder Cup that happened 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Just because that
which you were at.
Which I was at, which it was unbelievable. I did bet on that too.
Did you?
And I don't bet. I just use DraftKings and just throw money at random stuff because I don't know what I'm doing.
There you go. That's pretty much what I do too.
Yeah.
That's gambling.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, this is like just Ian Poulter, right? Just Ian Poulter. Every Ryder Cup has 3 days and there's 2 events each day. So Ian Poulter had played in 43 Ryder Cup events in his career, right? The entire 12-man roster of the United States team had played in 46 combined Ryder Cup events.
Yeah.
So it was like similar to the Miracle on Ice, right? Like it was a bunch of young guys going against the best in the world, and they absolutely beat the shit out of them. So I think that's the most I've seen like the United States rally around golf in a long, long time. Probably since Tiger's Masters win.
Yeah, definitely.
So
yeah, golf is in a very interesting moment, I think, in the American culture right now. It's something I want to get into betting just because, as Jerrod and the listeners know, I'm really big sucker for very high payouts on very low reward, like very low risk. Like, that's why I love parlays so much. And I know golf is very much like betting on golf is very much that way because you're just betting on one guy and out of a huge field. So you have great odds.
So like what are the other ways you can bet on golf? Because you can bet on the field, which is low risk, low reward though. Can you parlay in golf? Like I am betting on so-and-so being in the top 10, this person making the cut, this person not making the cut. Can you parlay in golf like that?
I believe so. I believe it's just entirely based off of like, you can do like top 10 making the cut just based off like finishes.
Okay. And I've seen like over and unders too, like with strokes.
Yep, I've seen that as well.
So you can do that.
There's a couple ways, but I do think the majority of people just try and pick like a top 3 or like a winner and just kind of ride that guy out the whole weekend.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, something to look into if you got that itch from.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it right now.
There you go.
There we go.
There we go. DraftKings.com.
Yeah.
So you're thinking no on Charlie Woods because I was also thinking no.
I'm so split.
Tyler, just throw $2 down. It's
Yeah.
a low
Where the
risk.
fuck do I do that?
I don't know. You might
That's a
have to
good
fly
question.
to Vegas.
I think that would be a Vegas one. I don't think that's going to be on the DraftKings
I'm not gonna
website.
fly to Vegas to drop $2 on Charlie Woods.
It'll pay. If he wins though, that trip pays for itself right there.
Oh yeah, that's
20,
it. I'm
20,
even.
30.
I'm even because of my flight.
Yeah, there you go. Just saying, scared money don't make money, Tyler.
I'm gonna wait for him to announce he doesn't want to be in golf, and then just happen to be in Vegas, and then put $2 out on it,
There you go.
$2 bet.
and then he'll change his mind last minute. He'll be like, I want to
Yeah.
be in golf now.
Once he hears you put the $2 bet.
Yeah, I'll call him and be like, Hey,
Chuck.
I know you're studying for a test right now.
Yeah, AP Bio is really kicking your ass right now.
But like, if you could get back into golf, that'd be great.
There you
I'll
go.
send you a breakfast ball hat.
Ooh.
And I got a plane ticket to pay for.
Yeah, it's true. College athletes can get paid now, so that's totally fair.
Can middle schoolers get paid?
I would assume so.
No, they're
I
like,
think it's just amateur athletes can now
dude,
get paid in general.
do you think like Texas high school football players can get paid now? Like high school ones?
Well, when I was looking into this
not
Arch
at all.
Manning stuff, I don't know if high schoolers can, but they're projecting that like a college might offer him like $10 million to like come pay, like just in terms of like endorsements and stuff like that to come pay. They think Arch Manning will make $10 million his freshman year.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Is he that good?
he's
pretty
the
good.
number 1 recruit right now in high school.
Is that just because of his name, or is he legitimately that good?
I do think he is legitimately pretty good, but I
I've seen
gotta
a couple-
imagine his name.
I've seen a couple highlights of him. He looks pretty legit.
Yeah, he's mobile. He's tall. He's like the perfect quarterback body.
Yeah, the Vikings will probably draft him and then he'll suck ass.
Yeah, there you go.
circle of life.
Circle of life.
There
yeah.
we go.
The favorites for him right now are Alabama, Georgia, Texas, and then LSU randomly. I think it's because he's from the New Orleans area, but he's like right in the middle of that recruiting process right now.
What are you going to put money on?
I think I would take Alabama.
Not after last week.
You don't think?
Nope.
I think that if anything, that helps him. It's like when Kevin Durant went to Golden State, there was all that outcry. If Arch Manning goes to Alabama, everyone's be like, he took the easy way out. But now that they've lost a game,
No.
Saban needs the help.
Oh, Alabama's fine.
No, they're definitely fine.
They're done. They're never going to win another
Alabama's
championship.
Jimbo Fisher's a good coach.
Sell all your
Coached a good
Alabama
game.
stock right now.
Yeah. And Bryce Young's my Heisman pick this year. So.
I'm
Yeah.
out on him.
Really?
Alabama's done.
All right,
They'll
you
win
heard
it.
here,
They'll
people.
lose another game this year.
I disagree.
Depends who they play. I gotta check.
They'll lose. I'm
To
telling you.
Georgia in the SEC championship, maybe something like that.
Georgia will fucking stomp them if they make the SEC
Georgia's my team
championship.
this year.
So is Jerrod's.
Yes.
Yeah, so is yours.
Mine's Iowa.
There you go.
Oh my God.
That's true. How was that game?
That was fucking sweet.
Yeah.
Everybody and their brother thinks they would have lost if Clifford didn't go out. I'm kind of in that boat, but I don't think it would have been the ass whooping that everyone else is saying it would have been.
Mm-hmm.
I think Penn State would have won if Clifford doesn't go down, but I still think it would have been close because Iowa's defense is legit. They did score 17 on them with Clifford, but they also had 2 picks.
Mm-hmm.
So if they keep picking off and turning the ball over and they score 23 points, I think final score ends up being like 28-23 Penn State.
Yeah. Do you think Iowa's going to end up in the playoffs?
I do. Well,
I guess now that it's
no,
8.
I think they'll probably just miss it because I think they're going to win out the season and then lose to Ohio in the Big Ten championship.
Probably.
And then Ohio will get 3 and they'll end up like 5 or Iowa will end up 5 or 6.
Well, the playoffs are 8 teams now this year.
Oh, then they're fucking in
Yeah.
for sure. I forgot they were 18.
I did.
That's
I always do
exciting.
too. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, they'll get in then.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm glad they shook it up because the college football playoffs, like, it's a fun idea, but the last like 4 years, it's been the exact same 4 teams,
Right.
And they're all just losing to Alabama and Clemson, anyways.
What makes me excited is like I want to see the UCFs of the world make these 18 playoffs and then get stomped.
Oh my god!
Shut all the fans up. Like, we've been undefeated for 4 years.
Statistically speaking, we
Yeah. You've played no one.
Yeah.
The best team you played was Miami, Ohio.
Yeah. Not the real Miami.
yeah, not the U.
Not even the real Ohio.
Yeah, neither. You got the peanut butter and jelly sandwich of both of them.
God, who else would be like the 8 team that's undefeated?
Boise State back in the day. Would've been
Yeah.
up there.
Or like Eastern Michigan when Fleck was the coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Western Michigan, you mean?
Western.
Or NDSU. NDSU sometimes
They're not even in the real D1.
They make that argument that they should be like a part of things. I've heard sometimes.
Well, I think the highest they've ever got ranked was like 23.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they ain't even sniffing that.
No.
I just growing up in Sioux Falls, I heard a lot of people make that argument that
I mean, I would like to see NDSU make it just to get the shit kicked out of them.
Dude, I think that I honestly think, and you know my feelings about the Bison.
Oh, yeah.
I think if they joined the Mountain West, they would win 4 games.
in the Mountain West.
Yeah.
Who?
Because that would be the most logistical conference for them to join.
Yeah.
So I think they would beat Wyoming.
You think they'd miss getting to beat up on USD and SDSU?
I think they would miss the rivalries from that, but I think they would beat Wyoming. I think that they could give Fresno is such a weird school because Fresno plays normal all year and then has one huge upset every single year. So I think they might be able to beat Fresno. Depends on what Utah shows up because Utah's a stud every other year. God, I don't remember who else is in the Mountain West, but I was looking at it. I was like, they could legit win 3 to 4 games.
NDSU's kind of a quarterback factory, though.
They are. Think about it. Freaking double
Easton
ankle
Stick.
sprain. Wentz.
two sprains?
Yeah. two sprains.
Carson wins.
Carson Woods. Yeah, they got him, Easton Stick, Trey Lance.
Yeah. Before that, Brock Jensen played for the Dolphins.
Oh, yeah? Remember him.
Yeah.
All it takes is those few big names to come out of school like to get quarterback prospects interested.
Right. Well, and then if they can get an actual D1 like facility going, like they would redo the Fargo Dome.
Yeah.
And it would become more of a college town than it already is. So I don't know.
You never know.
We'll see.
What's more likely, Charlie Woods winning a major this decade or NDSU leaving the FCS?
NDSU going to the FBS for sure.
You think? You think they're ready for it?
Yeah. Well, I don't think they're ready for it, but I think that's way more likely in the next decade. Yeah, for sure. That one. I'm putting way more money on NDSU jumping up.
All right.
Yeah, let's get the sports book out.
Yeah, let's get the books out, get the money ready. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Tyler.
Oh, yes.
This was an absolute blast.
Sorry for absolutely derailing you.
No,
like
I love
times.
it. It was awesome. So yeah, you heard it from Tyler, everyone. Do not take the Charlie Woods bet. Let Charlie focus on his AP Calc exam.
Let the kid worry about junior high dances.
Yeah, he's got a big
Don't make him worry about winning majors.
He's got a big boy girl dance coming up. He's nervous. He's got to learn how to do the Soldier Boy. So
they don't do that anymore.
You don't think? I never went to a middle school dance.
Just think he was born after a crank that came out.
Oh wow.
So
was he born before or after Apple Bottom Jeans?
He's 2009.
After. Yeah, 2009.
Jesus.
Yeah. He's gonna hit the whip and nay.
He knows the John Wall.
Yeah. He knows how to Dougie. That's about it. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. Have a great weekend. Good luck with all your bets. And remember, as always, it is not a loss. Think of it as a down payment on future success. See ya.